Hi, and welcome to week 3. I'm Kathy Chatta, and this is Inspired Heart and Home. And on Fridays, we are studying Focus. This is by Claire Cherry Reeves, and it is How One Word a Week Will Transform Your Life. And we are getting together for 52 weeks. Today is week 3, and our word for this week is position. Last week we did kindness, and I hope that throughout the week you saw that word kind of popping up in your mind and your thoughts. Is this kind, or how can I be more kind, or how can I share kindness? So I hope that was your journey last week, and so I'm excited to share position is our next word. So good. So let's dive right in. Position. 1 Samuel 17:40. He picked up 5 smooth stones from a stream and put them into his shepherd's bag. Then, armed only with his shepherd's staff and sling, he started across the valley to fight the Philistine. All right, so when we think of the story of David and Goliath, we tend to think about the theme of courage, right? I do. David was merely a shepherd boy, and Goliath was a giant Philistine man. When David went to deliver food to his brothers who were fighting against the Philistine army, he saw that everyone was afraid of Goliath and had drawn back from the fight. David was a man after God's own heart who truly believed in the power of God that was within him, so he stepped up to the plate. While courage is obvious in the story, it is also important to recognize what allowed David to choose courage in the first place. It was David's humility and authority within each position that he was given that further put him in a place to defeat the Philistine army and be called a hero. What if David had shamed his lowly state compared to his brothers and refused to show up? What if he had become resentful towards his father and never taken food to his brothers, therefore never laying eyes on Goliath? Many times in our own lives, we are frustrated with the position we are in at the current moment. Who can relate? We don't understand why the dots have not connected sooner for us. Why were we given certain gifts and not others? And why God does not elevate us when we feel ready to take the next step? However, if life were based on our own plans, Jesus knows that we would undercut our own potential. That's a thought, right? We would settle for whatever position we deemed was impressive or glamorous. And he knows that many times what we think we want is not actually what we really want, and certainly not what we really need. With his tender but firm hand, he guides us down roads of righteousness, allowing our perseverance to be formed and our character to be developed. David killed the lions and the tigers while protecting his sheep, which made Goliath seem less intimidating. What if the fire we are walking through now is preparing us for the victory ahead? He is God. He can connect us with any place and any person at any moment and open any door wide open. However, his ultimate priority is the position of our hearts. Are we seeking him? Are we striving, or are we resting in his grace? Do we trust him? The real battle was never against the Philistines. God's desire was for the Israelites to realize that the victory was already theirs because of the power that comes from being positioned in God. May we be like David, never underestimating our current place and believing that God's power will always position us for what is next. Wasn't that good? So good. Okay, so there's a couple of scripture verses I want to share with you that are part of this study. 2 Peter 3:17. Therefore, dear friends, since you have been forewarned, be on your guard so that you may not be carried away by the error of the lawless and fall from your secure position. Good words of advice there. Exodus 23:20 reads, Behold, I am going to send an angel before you to guard you along the way and to bring you to the place which I have prepared. And Proverbs 19:21 says, "Many are the plans in the minds of a man, but it is the purpose of the Lord's that will stand."